Hey, there we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are. Welcome back to my live stream. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is January 13th, 2019. We're going to write a little bit of code today. Good morning, chat room. Let's see who's here. Rambling Geek. Congratulations, Rambling Geek. Just started streaming, about 2-3 weeks ago, and is now qualified for affiliate here on Twitch. Congratulations to you. Robert Tables is here as well. Hello, hello. Bardaki, Tagarot, and Code Therapist. Hey there. Code Therapist has some great stuff for us today. I'm really excited to take a look at. CM Chris Jones is here. Hey there. And Mordecai, hello. Nile Crack, what's up? Nothing. What's up with you? Let's see here. Hey, there's Carrie. Good snowy morning. Yes, very snowy morning here in the Philadelphia area today. Stelzy, Motown Andy. Hey there. And Veronica, good morning. Actually, good afternoon to our European friends. Shy Sharp, hello, hello. All right. I'm wearing my conference champion hat for my Philadelphia Eagles. This is from a couple years ago. This isn't this year's. This isn't last year's. This is from 2004. It doesn't have a year on it. There's no year on this. But today they play those always tough New Orleans Saints at 4 p.m. my time. So in about 6 hours, that game kicks off. American football here in the States. We're really looking forward to it. I'm pulling for my Philadelphia Eagles to win and go on to play the Los Angeles Rams next week. Oh, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. That's right. Robert Tables, Colts lost yesterday to Kansas City. And later today, it's New England against the Los Angeles Chargers. We could have an all Los Angeles Super Bowl. And 3 years ago, there wasn't a team in Los Angeles. What is that? Ugh. Let's see here. Let's get some music playing. So I already talked about today's hat. What music can we play in the background? Eeny, meeny, miny. I don't know. Is there green? Do we have green here? Let's play green for my Philadelphia Eagles. There we go. This is music to code by from our friend, Mr. Carl Franklin. Scientifically designed, it's engineered to get you in the flow, to get you in the groove, so that whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is you may need to focus on, just fades away. And you can take care of and get done whatever you need to do. Whether it's code, it's homework, it's chores around the house. Really great music. I encourage you to check it out at mtcb.pwop.com if you want to buy the whole collection. Or you can grab a subscription at musictoflowby.com. We really appreciate Carl letting us listen to his music live on stream here while we write code together. Thanks so much, Carl. We really appreciate it. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? No other commercials today. That's the only one we've got. More than enough snow for the last 10 days in Austria. Ooh, yeah. I bet. Music to shovel snow by. No, don't do that. That's terrible. Bad idea. Bad idea. Is that W Mazza 11? Hello, welcome. TJ, good morning. I don't think we've seen TJ here before. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. I want to make sure I cover this. I'm actively and busy writing a new blog post, of course. Before I show this, let's clean up over here, do that, and we're gonna you can always go to livejeffreyfritz.com and you can find information about the stream, as well as the current playlist that has the latest videos that we've done here together. But there's a link down here that you can click through. I want to make sure that folks know about this, to what I called Live Streaming 101. And it talks about my setup. There's just one problem with this post. It was written in December of 2017, so about, 13 months ago now? And it's got that ugly mug in there, too. But I talk about and I show how I set up my green screen, and I talk about my audio setup, and how I have my PCs connected. It's aged. I've upgraded a lot of the things, the features that I use here, and I want to make sure that you know I'm actively, and I was working on a new blog post called Live Streaming Setup 2019 Edition. I'm going to give you a preview here. I'm going to give you a sneak peek as to what I'm writing here, because
I drink and I know things.
I do a little bit. So I wanted to share about things like the microphone that I use here. There it is. Along with links to some of these things. There's my mixer, so you can click through and learn about my mixer. This post isn't released yet. It hasn't been published yet. There's a lot that I need to write up about my sound configuration, because it's more now than just a USB microphone plugged in, and particularly around the mixer setup. So I wrote up a handful of paragraphs here about how things are connected, so I can get the sound that I have here on stream, because I haven't done this in a while, but I can put an echo on my voice, because I've got those features available to me. And I have the mixer, and I've got the After Effects unit here that I can set up. And I started writing all this up, and I realized, rats, I need to put together a diagram, a wiring diagram for this. So I started doing that, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be anywhere near done this yet. So I'm not quite done here. I need to still write up things about the new camera. I need to talk about my new lighting that I have set up here. And I want to show you a little bit, some of the tricks that I do in OBS. So this is coming very soon. This blog post I want to finish later today, maybe tomorrow. And you'll see it out there on my blog, jeffreyfritz.com. I know there's a number of folks that are interested. How do you do all that stuff on the stream, Jeff? Well, it's going to be coming up there. It's taking me a long time to write because there's a lot there.
Shame.
No!
Shame.
No shame.
Shame.
It's just taking me a long time to do. Okay. Long time no see. Okay, good to see you, Lost Soul. Happy New Year, thank you. Did I ever fully migrate over to WordPress on Peach Pie? No, I didn't. I got stuck and I fell into a holding pattern and got distracted by other projects, as developers do. I want to make sure we don't get distracted by anything. I want to reach over here, go into our Discord server. There's a link to the Discord server down below. If you scroll down, the echo is artificial. Yes, it's just that echoey here in the Fritz Family Studios. Wow, I didn't know that the ceiling was that high. No, kidding. Totally kidding. Went to NIST.gov to refer to FIPS. Yes, the NIST, the National Standards website. Right? Think about this. Right? Can we just talk about this for a second before I go into the Ask Me Anything question we're going to talk about today? Look at this. Due to a lapse in government funding, this and almost all NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, these are the people who say, here's what an inch, a foot, here's what the measurements are. Not only that, but here's what the current time is in the United States. This is the official time kept in America. And it's down. Yeah, get back to me on that. I added the shame sound effect. It wasn't Mrs. C Sharp Fritz down the hall yelling at me, okay? Absolutely, I did add it. I've got plenty more where that came from.
Wait, Master. It might be dangerous.
No, it's not. It's not dangerous. Not dangerous at all. Hey, Coding with Luce. There we are, Programming with Dan. You pull weather from public government data. Everything is broken. Yeah. So, a lot happening there that is disappointing. I don't want to get political. I don't want to say one side's right or wrong, but it's going to be a while until we see some resolution there, I fear. I wanted to reach over into the Ask Me Anything channel over on our Discord server. Like I said, you can get to the Discord server down below. There's a link to get to it if you want to join us. I've got a couple of channels there where folks chat about things, have questions, ask me questions away from the stream, and then I'll answer them here. Andre88UK asks, do you think it's fair or right to develop a commercial product on stream where the end user will be charged for using the service? It's not targeted towards anything that we've done here on stream, but it's just a question of, is this something... I'm taking from Andre that this is a question of, is this ethically correct? And I want to point towards there's a number of open source projects out there that are commercial, but the source code is freely available. I'm going to repeat that again. It's a commercial product, and the source code is freely available. And there's one that I really want to call out here that I think is a good model, and that's NService Bus. Anybody in the chat room use NService Bus? Greetings from rainy England. Hey, Aluth, good to see you. NService Bus it's a service bus technology. It's an open source service bus that you can use and you can run. Code Therapist uses it. There you go. Mordecai uses it. Doesn't it depend on if anything is private? Let's talk about that. So, the source code is freely available. You can get it. However, there are a couple of commercial plugins and extensions to it. Hey, TJ, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. That's going to help my little rainbow beard goal here. When that gets to 5,000, I'll dye this rainbow here for us. But you can get in and you can get started. You can get a scaled back. It's not crippled, but it doesn't have all the features of the commercial version. And I think that's okay. I think that's fine. So to develop something that's in the open and that you're working on and then say, well, we're going to charge to support and allow you to run this, that's fine. You know, that licensing and availability of source code are two different things. So, hey, Frank's here. Good morning. It is always ethical to charge for a product you code. Yes. If you wrote something, if you wrote a product and you want to, right, you built something and you want folks to pay you for it, you set up your licensing appropriately and you request payment for it. Similar to Application Insights. Yeah. Desert Griffin, finally able to catch me live this week. Well, thanks for joining us, Desert Griffin. I appreciate you joining us. So, I would say, and Stelzy's right. If you build something, if you build a product, if you work on something and you're proud of it and you want to make a living off of it so you can continue developing it, I think it is quite ethical to charge and say, yes, we want to be able to support this going forward, and we need a monetary contribution for that. I'm going to run back over here to my live stream. Let's see if there's any other questions here I want to get to. Lannon wants us to talk about GraphQL. Let me get back to that. The VAR-type Visual Studio extension, we've been running this. I think this is installed and running. And, yeah, I think we're okay running that. GDPR privacy policy. I don't want to get into that. That's going to be a mess. I think that's a problem. Ninja Bunny 9000. You have the handle of the day. That's a great handle. Hello. Thanks so much for joining us, Ninja Bunny 9000. What can I say? The other 8,999 Ninja Bunnies are just out there creating havoc. Stay away from them. They're dangerous. They're Ninja Bunnies, right? Corpa, what up? Well, thanks for joining us, Corpa. Is there some obligation to share profits with viewers as they are or may be co-developers? So that's a good follow-up question, Mordecai. Depends on your licensing. There's certainly something, if you have an open source project and you're taking contributions in that, this is when it becomes important to describe and have a contributor licensing agreement. And you'll see a contributor licensing agreement if you go to any of the, let's go to ASP.NET. If you go to any of the Microsoft repositories. So if I click into one of these, there is a contributing document here, and contributing code, identifying scale, submitting a pull request. There is a contributor license agreement that says you are signing over ownership of the code that you wrote and turning it into, right, it's a PDF. There we go. Code project, blah, 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 blah. ugrant.net Foundation and those who receive the submission directly or indirectly a perpetual, worldwide, non-exclusive, royalty-free, irrevocable license, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Frank, thanks so much for the sub. Oh, my gosh, a tier 1. Thank you so much. We will match and make a donation to Black Girls Code. Thank you so, so much. Lord Munta, welcome. Hello. One of us, yes. So the point of this is you have this contributor license agreement that folks have to sign, have to agree to, that then constrains their rights within the open source project. If you turn around and sell it, you should have that declared inside of this document. And there is nothing here that guarantees payments or royalties to anybody who contributes to this. So that kind of thing has a little bit of teeth, and you may want to consult with your legal representation if you decide that you want to take an open source project and make it a commercial project. Because there are some things, some documents you're going to want to get in place, and having to go back and get contributor license agreements signed by all of your contributors after the fact is a little dicey. It's a little bit of a chase, and you don't want to pay lawyers to chase down developers. It's a bad idea. Open Collective is an interesting perspective on this. So Open Collective is a way that you can contribute to projects. And right, we were talking about this a little bit with Dave earlier in the week, with Dave Glick on Thursday, so that you can so that folks can financially support your project, and then what you do with that money as a project maintainer is different, right? You have the choice to do with it as you please, versus if somebody's contributing to your project, or somebody you want to turn around and make your project commercial. That's different. You then, if you make your project commercial, you then own the licensing and enforcement of those licenses as well. There's always charge for support and not the software route. Yes, Stilzy, that's another great point. Great way to get another bit of financial support for your projects. Chris says, I resubbed with Twitch Prime at the start of the stream. Didn't see the notification. Ah, well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate the resub. Gosh, I wonder why it didn't pop up. But we will make those matching donations to Black Girls Code this month. All right. What do you say we move on and let's get into today's project? I am thrilled. I am so thrilled that a couple of folks took it upon themselves to write some code, to contribute some code to our project. And here's what I'm going to do. Before we go any further, I'm going to update the ticker up there so that we have so that we include this project that we're working on in our list. I'm going to pull out one or two other projects that are in there. I'm going to pull out the live stream and put in, this is right now called Stream Deck First. And Stream Tools, Core Wiki. You know what? Let's pull out Core Wiki and put in Oil Tank Vision for right now. And let me restart our ticker, because I want to make sure that we recognize the folks that are contributing, that are helping out here. And we'll rotate some of those back and forth just to make sure that we get enough representation of the folks that are doing some fine work here with us. There we go. Ooh, it crashed. Hello. Not found. What? Not found. What did I do? Oh no. Stand by. I spelled it wrong. I spelled it wrong. All right. One more time. And back over here. Come on. There it goes. All right. Breaking things again. Always breaking things. That's part of my charm. Sorry. There we go. Cool. So latest news going by now. We added that with our friend Dave on Thursday. But I want to take a look at some of the pull requests that folks put together for the Stream Deck tools that we're assembling here. These are tools that are going to help with, there it is, there's the Stream Deck. Ta-da! So that are going to help us be able to write features, write plugins for the Stream Deck using C#. So we've got 3 pull requests here. I'm going to start with, let me start with this one. I've finished implementing a little bit of configuration for logging, and this is LTD65. And the way that my logging works right now, let me show you what I got. Oh, this is Tagaron. Oh my gosh, thanks so much. Let me open up the source code so you can see what I added, and then we'll take a look at Tagaron's enhancement and discuss. Breaking things, that's the best way to learn. Yes. You are on that ticker, Bardaki. Absolutely. Stream Deck first. So we'll see some of those pull requests pop up in just a second as we accept some of these. So inside of my connection manager, right, I have, come on. When this is initialized, we pass in an iLogger factory. I updated the program over here, and now I'm realizing that my baseline command line tools, there's a lot of configuration going on here, and it's a pain in the neck. Anyways, but I defined a log location as somewhere on the temp path. Go find that temp folder on our Windows machine or on our Mac machine, but go find temp. And then let's get the assembly name. So in this case, this assembly name is sample plugin, you see up here above me. And call it sample name dash whatever the date is. It'll automatically fill that in. Seralog will. .log. And then I specify the logger configuration, get some log context, write to the file, but roll it over each day. And then create the logger, add Seralog, and it is just available for me at that point. Cool. Okay. Nilecrack, I was off for a while. Did you finish that cool Visual Studio extension that so others can suggest code? Almost done it, but I got all wrapped up with the Stream Deck tool here. We're going to finish this. We might finish it today, but I want to get back to that next week, the Visual Studio extension. And I'm particularly holding off a little bit to see if I can recruit Mads Christiansen to join us and help with that. That's me being a little selfish, wanting to bring in an expert on that to give us some deep insight. Cajun Camper. Thanks so much for the follow. I don't... Now, Cajun Camper. Your Saints. My Eagles. Right? 3 o'clock your time, 4 o'clock my time. We're gonna run into a little bit of issue there in the Superdome, aren't we? But thanks so much for joining us. Let's write some code together today. What do you say? We're ready. Oh, good. I wouldn't take it any other way. All right. Getting back to this. So it's a very simple implementation I wrote of logging at this point, and I feel like there's a lot more we could do with this. So what Tagaron did was, let's move the configuration over to an app settings JSON file. The only disadvantage I know at the moment is that you have to give the exact file path in the config setting. The implementation, as checked in, will try to write into a log folder within the directory of the executable. So that's why I wanted to use the temp path. So let's see what we got here. So instead of setting the log location path combined, blah 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 blah, directory set current directory in the current location. So kind of forcing to the current location of where that plugin is. Another pile of unfinished products, or the pile of shame, I call it. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I think we're almost done this one. Configuration is configuration builder, JSON file, app settings, JSON build, and then instead of configuring the logger here, read from configuration and create logger. So we added app settings JSON and it gets copied to the output directory. Fine. Configuration JSON gets loaded. Okay. So inside of our app settings JSON, we have minimum level debug, write to file. Path is log sample plugin.log. Rolling interval day. Output template. And then there's a nice timestamp, message, new line, exception, and enrich from log context. Seems pretty good. Only needed if you plan to run as a service. Hey, Sinclairinator, good to see you. Only needed, yeah. The thing is, this is kind of running as a service, only in the sense that it's a plugin that's sitting underneath the Stream Deck app. And so I think I'm okay with that. Part of me would like to generate that based on the file name that's not the file name, the name of the assembly maybe. And do we really even need that name when it's in our own log folder? These are good questions. Let's see how this runs. I'm going to bring this down locally so that we can take a look-see. All right. I'll open my command window. And I think we're going to want to change the name of this project too. Let's paste that in. Go get the things. Ta-ta. All right. If I bounce over here, yup. Oh my gosh, Johan, thanks so much for the subscription. 7 months in a row. Woo! With that Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for that kind sub. And we'll make that matching donation. Still one of us. Yes, Bardaki. Wolf Tech Games asks, G Fuel, how good is it? I'm considering buying some. This is... so for September, when the NFL season started... I bought the Philly shaker, right? They made a shaker that had my Philadelphia Eagles colors, the midnight green, white, and the black. I'm an Eagles fan. I can't help it. Even though it doesn't have the team logo on it. I'm drinking grape from here today. I think it's terrific. I've been drinking it instead of coffee. And, I don't crash off of it. I don't have any of those problems that you end up having when you drink too much coffee, or you have to sweeten it or all that stuff. So there's no sugar, and that's been key a little bit to some of the weight loss that I've been doing. If folks have seen I've published it on my Facebook, on a couple other places. Since the 1st of January, I'm already down 10 pounds. So that's a move in the right direction. I want to get under 200. I'm sitting at about 224 right now. So moving in the right direction. Drinking G Fuel instead of coffee has worked for me to cut back on sugar, still give me that little energy boost that I need. But really what's been key for me is every day I'm on my elliptical machine. I'm making sure that I spend a half hour, 45 minutes working out, pushing myself, burning energy, cutting back a little bit on sweets, on anything that has extra sugar added, and trying to have a more balanced diet. And it's been working out for me. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, Robert. It's 10's a good start. Now the real work is going to begin. Wonder what they use for the sugar alternative. It's not sure. But they do use, it's all the fruit, and, all natural ingredients, but it's all mixed down into a powder. So I'm a big fan. Every now and again they have really good deals. So I jumped on a buy one get one free over the winter break. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 tubs now sitting around the office. Dear God, 8 tubs. You don't need it really. Yeah. So, all right, let me get back into the code here. So, where you've gone, there's app settings. JSON, let me shut down the Stream Deck and I will redeploy, and let's see what this looks like. Come on. Shut down there, fella. Thank you. So I'm going to rebuild. Tube, bucket, or a kind of mug. CrossFit's exactly, Bokyo. You're going to need to work at it. I'm starting with just getting my keister moving on an elliptical machine. And it's showing returns. That's all I can do. Luckily, those are not bathtubs. No. They look like this. 40 servings in one of these, and I have 1 or 2 a day. So it should last me roughly a month. They do come in single serving packets. Look like this. I keep them in a plastic bag so I can drop them in my luggage so I don't have to carry around a tub. But drinking that when I was in Las Vegas, I had no effects from jet lag heading to the West Coast. And they are great to figure out what flavor you like. Yep. Translation issue. Sorry about that. Yeah, they call it a tub, the little container. All right, so that everything built. Let's publish. And let me make sure. Do I still have the... I actually dropped something in here. There we go. If we're in debug mode, launch the debugger automatically. Watch this. So let me go back to publish this over. And what's really great about this is when I start up the Stream Deck app, it'll immediately attach to Visual Studio. Oh, yeah. Okay, done. Publish succeeded. I'm going to launch the Stream Deck app there. Oh, man, we're almost at 100 viewers. That would be so cool. All right, there it is. See this? So I wrote that debugger attach. It'll automatically attach so I can watch and see what's going on. Now, I'm going to open that folder that we copied it to. There it is. There's where we copied it to. Now, look at all the DLLs that we've got in the mix now. That feels bad, but it's there. It's hiding in a plugin folder, so I'm not too upset about it. All right. So that's running, and there's my plugin right there. So it should have launched. I don't see the log folder here. And if I press the button, it doesn't work. I'm actually hitting an error scenario. So something isn't working quite right here. And I'm willing to bet it's because that log folder doesn't exist. Know what I mean? Or I didn't hit continue yet. That could also be a thing. So now if I hit this, okay, so it is counting, but it's not writing into a log folder. Right? No, not writing into that. So where's it writing it? On the bag, there is a warning if you are planning children. Be sure to read it. Is there? Well, they tell you not to give this to children. Let's start there also as well. Consuming this product can expose you to chemicals, including lead, which is known to the state of California to cause birth defects or other reproductive harm. Yeah, the amount of lead is like still 0.05 micrograms or something. It's ridiculously how small. No worries. Did I get the MX chip? I have an MX chip. I'm just not doing any work with it yet. Need to add no contributors if statement to the all time in the ticker. Yeah, you're right, Code Man. Well, I had the debugger attached. Anyways. So it's not writing into the log folder. Let's kill it and restart it. So I forced the log folder to be created, right? And if I look down here, so app settings did get copied in, right? And there's my app settings. It should be writing into log sample plugin.log, but there was nothing there. I'm going to restart the Stream Deck, the software for it. Come on. I'll close that. And there's the app. All right. So I'll let it attach. Now I'm going to put a breakpoint down here. Well, it's already actually gotten past the log configuration. No log file. No log file down here either. Maybe the current directory is not what you think it is. Maybe. Let's try looking in, program files. Elgato. Stream Deck. Plugins. Look at all of them. But mine isn't here. And there is no log folder here. So yeah, we're coming back to what is the current folder? So I think we should go back up here to program and figure out what this is. So let's put a breakpoint there. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to kill the Stream Deck app. Let's figure out where this thing is. It uses the assembly directory. Right, so you would think, because you set it to the assembly directory, that it would be back there where the plugin was. So let's restart this. Don't kill the Stream Deck. Oh yeah, I'm going to kill it all the time, dude. PR submitted to add that if statement. Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Codeman. Yeah, we'll get to that. All right. So there's my... Ah, shoot. I'm not attaching the debugger before this. Rats. I'm going to have to move that. Wonder if we can get the current directory directly, right? System IO directory. Is there a get current? Yeah, get current directory. Bazinga. Oh, you stink. You know what? You make me sad. I want to hit a breakpoint here, fella. Let's come back over to... No, not that one. Let's put a breakpoint right there. Elgato Stream Deck plugins. Yeah. Right. It is here, and it's not writing into that log folder. Could it be that the Stream Deck app jails the plugins, not being able to do any file I/O? No. Oh, got to go catch a flight. Oh, safe travels, Codeman. Thanks so much for joining us. Take care. Yeah. And there goes Codeman. You could still check now. Check what? Check. Yep, I just checked. Right? There it is. It's pointing to my folder. And it's not writing into that log folder. So it's not, there's nothing there. So is the log level low enough that the logs at least get anything? Okay. That's... Let's say log information. Sample plugin. No. Plugin started. Right? Just so we get something. And then if I go back to app settings here. Minimum level, isn't it like verbose? Right? Isn't verbose one of the levels? So I can get everything. Let's republish. It's not going to let me do that. I'm going to need to kill the Stream Deck app again. How do I restart it then, Corbob? Restarting it each time is a pain in the neck. I'd love to be able to get around it. Publish. Let's see, what do we got here? I guess the process runs with enough privileges. It does. Oh, yes, it does. Because it's running in my context, right? I'm the one who launched it, so it's running with my permissions. So, there we go. Okay, so now I'm attached. And if I go back over... Hey! And now I'm getting log information. So what did we change? It was the verbosity. We turned it down to verbose. This is an error. No, this is a... What is this? That's plugin does not handle the event. Where's that at? I know I wrote that code somewhere. Log trace. Let's make that a warning. But I think we're in a good place now. We got confirmation there. Thank you, chat room. You picked that one out. Add the level to the output template. How should we add the level to the output template? What should that format look like? Right? What does that syntax? I'm not familiar with Serilog templating here. What should it look like? I could go dig up the Serilog configuration. Serilog wiki. It was right there. Nope. Create a logger, syncs, output templates, level. Like that. So after the timestamp, we'll do something like that. Yeah. Cool. All right, I am going to... Do I need to add anything else here? I don't think so. I'm going to wrong one. What all did I change? Oh, that's okay. So I added that little bit. I changed that from a log trace to a log warning. Fine. And I changed minimum level to verbose. For the sample, I think we're okay with that. Git commit. Verified logger is working. And changed action dictionary lookup to a warning. Lookup failure to a warning. Fantastic. And now I'm going to merge in. Thank you so much, Tigeron. That's going to make it a heck of a lot easier to build and work with that. Fantastic. Merged. Thank you very much for this contribution to make configuring our plugins easier. Awesome. All right. Moving on. Here's the next one I want to look at from Coding Bandit. This is our friend Carrie Payette. Is Carrie still there in the chat room? Where's she at? There she is. Yeah, first contribution. Let's see if we can let's force that ticker to refresh. Get that to pop up top there with your name. Here we go. More Stream Deck event implementations. Yes. Set settings. Plumbing is in place. Doesn't seem to be working. Not sure why. Show alert. Show OK. Open URL. So these are the events that you can push to the Stream Deck. Did I miss it? There went. Did I miss it on the ticker? I thought I was watching the ticker. There she is. So let's take a look. See here. 17 files changed. Clovisphere. Is that right? Clovisphere? Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Look forward to seeing you in the chat room. So 17 files changed. My sample plugin. Ooh, look at this. Show alert async open URL to go to everybody's favorite search engine. Right? That's everybody's favorite search engine.
Right.
Okay. But that's cool to have little... That's almost like a fizz buzz on the counter. That's cool. Okay. On will appear... Oh, you're managing the settings now. That's interesting. So look at this. Receiving in the arguments and pushing the settings back and forth so that it remembers the position of the counter. See that? In the project file, have a runtime go into Win10. Debug file copy PS1. Look at this. Hey, Svava. For programming questions, it's better than the other one. Better than what other one? Give me a little bit of context there, Corbop. Settings isn't storing. Okay, we'll look at that. You're actually restarting the Stream Deck? Are you kidding? Oh, that's phenomenal. And then do you have that actually being executed? That'd be really cool. Okay. Base Stream Deck plugin. Turn off the spacing thing. Hide the white space. Thank you. What do we got down here? Set settings async. Yeah, so this was where you're having a little bit of a challenge. Okay. Show alert. Oh, when you added, you created those types. So cool. So let me show you what Carrie built for us, because this is pretty cool. Under events sent, so this is the official Stream Deck documentation. These are the different events. These are effectively the commands you can call inside the Stream Deck application. We implemented for our little counter sample set title, which just passes along this JSON block. And what Carrie did was she implemented a handful of these so that we could start to push other data up to the Stream Deck. The all caps right host. No big deal. But you're running into an issue with set settings. All right. We can dig into that. We can figure out what's going on there. Continuing down here. So that's set settings, show alert, show OK, open URL. These are all actions that you can have the button tell the Stream Deck software to do. And then, oh nice, send Stream Deck event, and it actually does the socket send async. So you've abstracted that. Nice. Nice. And then connection manager events, base Stream Deck args. Okay, added added the event there. Open URL args. Okay, so these are the arguments to pass in. Yeah, for each one of those things. Cool. And then Stream Deck event payload, just cleaned up some of my using statements. Not bad. Not bad. I like it. All right. Let me bring this in locally and let's see if we can take a look-see at what's going on with set settings, and maybe we can figure out what's going on there. So I'm going to grab the command line instructions here, copy that, and let's merge and run this here locally. Cool. All right. I'll run back over to Visual Studio. This reloads. It's funny, it doesn't actually show anything, right? So Connection Manager events. Right now, these are the events that we're receiving. So that's okay. Go away. I don't need the manifest for right now. And then where did you put debug file copy is here. So what can I just running it manually just automates white space changes. At the new job, I use 2 spaces instead of 1 tab, which is enforced by the use of ReSharper. Expando object. Why not a base interface or abstract class? A little weary of using dynamic due to some awkwardness. So what's interesting here, and I want to go back and we can take a look at the use of the Expando object, is there's a few places where the arguments that are being sent back and forth are just slightly different. PowerShell. Oh, come on. So, Carrie, what, do I just run this and it'll restart it? It'll do the thing? Why is run this PS1 as a post debug build step in the project settings? That's a good idea. Properties. Debug. Carrie, is what Stelzy saying how you would run it? Let me know. Yes, it stops Stream Deck, copies the files, then restarts. So cool. TFL 6502. Thanks so much for the follow. Where'd it go? Project, no. Executable, right? And I want to run, I want to run stream plugin, not executable files. Debug file copy, right? Didn't add it to any events. You were just clicking it. Okay. So this should do it, right? Right, so if I did a build right now, right, I'm watching the build succeeded. Yeah. Oh, I didn't hit the debugger. And then it should run. Unable to start. What do you mean it's not? No. Oh, under build events. What am I thinking? Save that. Build events. Pre-build event. Post-build event. Command line. Edit. Well, that's not right. No, I want to go to folder. PowerShell exe. Yeah. PowerShell exe that / debug file copy PS1. Right, should I be running it out or over inside of it? Run it on successful build. So now if I do it, is it shutting it down? Restore completed. Look at that, it restarted it. And I'm attached. All in one shot. Fancy. Hey, Commander. Good to see you. There are variables for the output directory. Yes. It'd be great if I should just use that, shouldn't I? Let me go back. It didn't... it still thinks I'm attached. No. Right, see this? It's... I'm kind of in a weird state now. That does fasten up the inner loop. You're right. You're absolutely right. But I'm kind of in a weird state now. Right, so it goes there. That's the destination folder, and we can probably... I think we yep, and that's ours. All right, I'm not going to... I'm kind of stuck here, right? I'm kind of in a locked pattern. Do we need Jeff broke something type of command? I did. I broke it. I think I need to close and restart Visual Studio here. Build must be stopped. Well, there's... So the... Yeah. It thinks we're still in the build. I wonder if that's because the Stream Deck is... No. I think I want to attach it not to the post build, but as the debug step. Here. Not project, but an executable. And I want to call PowerShell exe. And then pass in those arguments. Saying this as someone who deleted git ignore and committed node modules. Oh, man! Alright, that's rough. Can I close this now? Oh, good. Alright, let's see if we can get that back running. I really like what Carrie built there for what you built for the closing that inner loop. My gosh. It just saved me about how many dozens of minutes each time we do this. So the arguments, right? There are templates for that, right? Visual Studio, build arguments, nah, right? Something like that. No, it's build template, something like that. No. Visual Studio, debug, execute, PowerShell. Debugging PowerShell scripts? No. 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 Wait a sec. Wait a tick. Build event parameters. Yeah, that's it. That's not right. I need my Stream Deck so I can play those sound effects. You stink. Downloading retired documentation instead of routing to docs. You make me sad. I tell you. Right. Can I go docs Microsoft? And they I'm watching you. Always watching. close. Close. No, no. I'm going to find the correct spot in the official documentation here. There it is. Documentation, well done is love. Yes. And the search on Docs Microsoft is awful. It is terrible. It does not find what you search for at all. It is... The current state of this is not at all friendly. I search for Razer and it doesn't take you to Razer, okay? Search for ASP.NET Core. It takes you to the ASP.NET Core module first. At least it's actually getting you somewhere near it. We're getting better there, right? Date time type. It takes you to Windows Management Instrumentation. It takes you to Exchange. It does not take you to system.datetime, right? Even if I make it easier and go type system.datetime, it doesn't take you to system.datetime. It's literally the title of the document, and it doesn't take you there. They're not using Bing here. No. This rant brought to you by... I'm going to cancel that for right now. It just misses. There is something... It shouldn't be AI. This is strict text matching. I could write a like algorithm that just says where title like, and it would match. Right? The simplest. It is not functioning properly. They know about it. They need to work on it. It's easier right now to search on different search engines and find what you're looking for. I prefer DuckDuckGo. Okay. Moving on. Please, someone clip that if you'd like to hear my rant. Okay. So we want to have the output directory outdir and paste that into here. So I say outdir / debug file copy PS1, and that should do my debug, right? Can't find PowerShell exe. What do you mean you can't find PowerShell? Find... Oh, shoot. Bing does. Docs Microsoft does not. Where is PowerShell on disk? Is it in just Windows? Not going to tell me where it is on disk, are you? Yeah, I know what it is. Where is it? C Windows System 32, Windows PowerShell. Do I really need that whole thing? I mean, I guess so, right? C Windows System 32. It's not there. Windows PowerShell. As opposed to somebody else's PowerShell. Ta-da! Now let's see if that works. Okay. Where is what I should have used? Ah, thank you, BugFound. It did something. I don't know what. It didn't kill it. Because it's still here. So it's definitely trying to execute it and pass in working directory. You know what? Let's do this. put that down here. And then I'm going to put properties on this. Come on, properties. It's not in that folder, that's why. So let's make this content. Copy if newer. Yeah. Oh, no. You aren't copying it. You're running it from the local folder. Oh. Standby. I'm sorry. It shouldn't be running from the output directory. It should be running from the project directory. Am I right? Would you say the mini is too small? Yes, Frank, it is. You need buttons. Trust me on this. Get the buttons. You're gonna thank me for it. All right, so there we go. It's gonna run. It's gonna run from the local folder. Restore completed. Doing the thing. It restarted. Yeah. There it is. Doing the attach. And I'm attached. Doing my thing. All right. And now if I stop, the debugger is still kind of wonky. You know? Is there anything in the output here? No. See, but I'm not going to be able to debug again. I don't think we can automatically run this on when I say debug. It's just not exiting properly. When running outside, it doesn't hang Visual Studio. Well, of course not, because you're not running it from Visual Studio. But return 0 or return 1. Okay. Close the solution. IOTA. Nope. See if that releases it. Stelzy may be onto something, huh? Stelzy might be onto Stelzy's good people. Oh, look at that. I closed the Stream Deck, and I got everything back. So now let's try it again. Right, it didn't have something to close. Okay, close that. I'm going to cancel that and try to run this again and see if it works better this time. So, okay, it returned right away. And now I'm attached and I'm doing my thing. Okay, that's cool. And then if I stop my debugger over here, I'm in a good shape. There you go. So Stelzy was right. All right. Points to Stelzy for that one. Good catch. So let's take a look at some of these other events that Carrie gave us. I'm going to close that so we can look. I'm going to close run. These are events. These are effectively methods we can call. Set title async. We wrote this one already, but you updated it so it sends the Stream Deck event. I'm going to format here. Set title. Send. So you have this generic send Stream Deck event that serializes whatever arguments are passed in and send those out to the Stream Deck. Cool. But open URL, show OK. Really cool stuff here. All right, so let's try it. Let's try some of these new ones, and then we'll dig in and figure out what's going on with settings here. There we go. Yeah. Rambly Geek got the 15 version. Okay. Good. So that restarted properly. And yes, attach. That is so much faster now. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now if I go over here, there's the one. Look, it put up 0 right away, right? And if I click it, I'm going to turn off that breakpoint for right now. It is working. Cool. So it's firing the settings. Yeah, it's remembering it. I'm getting the 8. What were some of those other ones? I just put up a check because it's a multiple of 3. I got a warning because it's on a multiple of 10. Check. And there's Bing. Bing! Fantastic. Oh my gosh. No, Carrie. This is working great, and it's remembering it, right? That 16, it remembers when I come back into it. So the settings, it does work properly. And you're right. The warning and the show OK only appear on the hardware. They don't show up here in the software. That's awesome. It works. That is so cool. That is a great feature. Thank you so much for implementing those other pieces. But yeah, the settings, it sure looks like it's working and remembering them properly. So I'm going to stop this. That's weird. We've tricked Visual Studio into think it's mid-build here. Look at this. All right, let's commit this. I am thrilled, especially with that debugger piece. If you put a breakpoint, it doesn't hit though in the plugin code. What do you mean? It doesn't hit. So my sample plugin on will appear. Right, manager set title. Right, we should be receiving settings here. Ooh. Do I need to cancel the... I've got... Put it on line 38. All right. We'll take a look-see. There it goes. So we'll relaunch this. Let's take a look and see what we can find here, chat room. I know pair programmers out there. Let me know if you see something funny that we can have to dig into. Go ahead. I told you to start there, Stream Deck. All right, close that. Yep, attach. Cool. Go down into here. Now, yeah, on will appear, it didn't trigger it. Congratulations from Spain. Thank you, Eladrix. You're right, that's interesting. It didn't hit there. There it goes. So if arg's payload does not equal null, so that's true. Arg's payload settings, well, there's stuff in there, so that does not that's good. Arg's payload settings counter does not equal null. Well, that does. So we're not. Counter right now is 0, so it's not getting the counter value yet because I haven't set anything. So if I click this a little bit, so I've got, right, I clicked it a little bit, so I'm out to 3. I'll go up, so I navigate away. It should have stashed that in settings. I'll click back in, and now it's trying to fetch the value back. So there is a payload, there are settings, and if I click that open, settings counter is null. Let me go over to settings. So has values false. Okay, you might be onto something here. But if I continue this, it still has 3 there. Is it because the counter is a static? Couldn't we use the null the Elvis operator. We could. Let's dig into this a little bit. So you're saying set settings, async, args, context, settings. And settings right now is a dynamic. And you're adding the counter to it. So let's see what happens when we step through there. So I'm going to click the button so we get another value, navigate away, and now it's trying to set that. There's the context. Settings is an expando object. There's my counter. Okay. I'm going to step in. So set settings, args. Context is context. Payload is value, which is that expando object. Counter 6. Okay. Send stream deck event args. All right. Serialize object. So let's just do this to start and see what that JSON looks like. Just because I'm feeling lucky, punk. Event set settings payload counter in quotes 6 context equals. Now, does that look like what this wants for set settings? Set settings. We want. Let's put these side by side so we can compare. Just to confirm, event set settings payload. Your context is in the payload and not at the top level next to the... Oh, no, it is. It is. Context is up at the top. Okay, context, and then there's that weird hex address. But the payload is counter 6. So that sure looks correct. So socket send async, cancellation token none. Yeah, that should go. And it sure looks like it did. And then when I click back and I look at here, so there's nothing there in the settings. This is Visual Studio 2017. 2019 doesn't have the title bar, correct. So, yeah, I've had some problems running 2019 while I'm broadcasting. So, you're right. There's something funny with that set settings. I'm going to merge what you have and open an issue to look further into the settings issue. So what did I modify here? I modified the CS proj. What did I put in? Post build event. Okay. And that's a space. That's a space. Yeah, these are spacing things. Okay. Some spacing cleanup. Yep. All right. And let's merge. Fantastic. Awesome contribution. Thank you very much for this. Awesome. All right. And then the last one we have here is the .NET new template. But I'm going to put an issue in here first so that we can look into set settings, right? Isn't that what it's called? Yeah. Does not appear to set settings properly. We are unable to fetch settings properly after they've been set. All right. I'm going to mark this as a bug. Help wanted if somebody wants to take a look at it. And we can dig into that a little bit later. I think the deserializer doesn't pick up the key value map and wants it to map to a normal object. I don't know. Can I share over live share? Sure. I'd be happy to do that. Let's set up live share real quick here. So live share is a tool that you can use to connect and interact with... yep, go ahead. Interact with Visual Studio projects, whether it's Visual Studio 2017, 2019, or even Visual Studio Code. I'm going to make a read-only live share here so that folks can jump in. If you're running one of those 3 versions on Visual Studio, and it doesn't matter if you're on Visual Studio Code for Windows, Mac, or Linux, you can connect in and navigate around the code right now. Hey, Moz, good to see you. Yep, we're probably going to raid our friend NoOpCat a little bit later this morning. Let's see here. I have to go now. Watch the recording later. Take care, Stelzy. Not a fan of Visual Studio 2019. It is pre-release software. You're literally getting an alpha, right? And they're sharing it with you for your feedback. So, yeah, right? To say I'm not a fan of something that's alpha, well, they put it out there for your feedback. Why aren't you a fan? Let them know so they can fix it before they release it. Ahmed, hello, welcome. It does feel like that serializer could be a little wonky. Wonky. That kind of wonky? I've submitted a few reports about various features that aren't functioning on par with 2017. Cool. That's great feedback, Hef. I appreciate you sharing that. Be a kind person, submit that feedback early and often. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeed. Okay. So, I mean, just taking a look, thinking through this set settings a little bit. So that payload that feels right. Let me go over to the counter sample that they gave us. That was written, and let's just take a look-see to make sure that there isn't anything that we're overlooking here. Now, they wrote it in JavaScript. Fierce Kittens isn't here, is she? Because she'll go off about writing code in JavaScript and not C++. Because she's a real developer. She is. She's an amazing developer. So this set settings, context updated settings. And updated settings is an object, and it's setting a key value here. Right? Set title, set settings. Yeah, that sure looks the same. It looks right, doesn't it? JavaScript. Yes, Robert Tables, your favorite. It sure looks... That sure looks like the same structure that we were getting, right? Let's see if we can put this side by side a little bit with... it was the immediate window. There it is. Right, so the format that Carrie's code gave us was event set settings, yeah, right? And the backslashes are escape characters here inside of Visual Studio. You know what? Yeah, that's a little bit small, but we're going to have to work with it for right now. Context is over here. The order of these shouldn't matter. That is being passed, right? That's being passed directly. That's being passed directly through, isn't it? Set settings. Set settings. Set. Don't make me go find you. There it is. String context dynamic value. Okay, so this is being over here. On will disappear. Set settings, and we're just passing that context straight through. Good. Okay. Yeah, you like that Bruce Almighty sound? Hey, Espana. Hello. Welcome. So that sure looks like we're passing through properly, so that the context is correct. And then payload is this JSON object counters. I wonder what if key press counter. Now, what if that needs to be a string? What if that needs to be a string?
Do it live!
Okay, we'll do it live. Let's cast it to a string and see what it shows us. What do you think? Does that sound like it could be the thing? Instead of using the expando object, you can use an anonymous struct. Setting equals new counter. Okay. Okay, bug found. Carrie, do you think that's a good direction to go with that? Right, if we said var settings equals new. Let's get rid of. What did I do? There's Code Therapist joining us. And we said counter equals counter to string. We did something like that. What do you think, Carrie? It should work either way. I agree. I agree with you. Hey, Zerk. Thanks for joining us. Great to see you. Bugfound suggested that. All right, let's see what we got, Bugfound. I think casting this to a string, while not what I would expect, let's see what it does. Let's see if that helps, you know? So I'm going to save that, and let's start this. So build started. Come on. Our tight loop here. So it's going to kill the Stream Deck app. There it went. It's going to restart it. You've had problems serializing expando objects in the past. If it's misbehaving, I could see. And this feels like it's misbehaving. Right? And I'm wondering if it's something as simple as a goofy type thing. Payload, settings. All right, so if I open that up. And you know what I'm going to do? Just because I'm going to pin this. So, hey, where'd it go? I thought I pinned it. Where'd it go? Oh, it's way over here. Come here! All right, so there it is. Payload settings count. I'm just going to leave that there. Let that go. Turn that off. So we just leave that hanging around here. So when it gets here, actually, let's even... So I'm going to press the button a couple times. You can't see it, but it's counting up here. I'm going to go up 1. And now it's going to try and stash that counter equals quotes 6 now instead of just a number. So it sent that. Now I'm going to go back in. So now it's trying to load that up, and it still doesn't have a count there. Look at that. Payload settings. It doesn't have any objects in here. There's nothing there. So it sure looks like we sent it, but it didn't receive anything. We broke 4,800 followers. Yes, get the rainbow die ready. No. So why aren't we getting... Zerk said, just wanted to let you know that I got a full-time offer as a software engineer while still in school for comp science. Been watching the stream for a long time. Learned a lot. Zerk, congratulations to you. Oh my gosh, let's celebrate that, of course. Node.js API backend. I'm going to have to talk to Robert Tables about that. He's a little bit happier about that. But ASP.NET CRM, fantastic. Congratulations. Developing kiosk systems for theme parks and hotels in Orlando. Theme parks and hotels in Orlando. Well, I think there's just 3 or 4 companies that do that. Big congrats to you. Oh my gosh, that's tremendous news, Zerk. Really happy to hear that for you. Always very happy to to celebrate those accomplishments. Yeah, all right. I don't want to dig too much further into this problem because I feel like there's something hiding somewhere in the loop with the Stream Deck application that there's going to be a mess there somewhere that we're going to need to unwind, and I think there's something more fun that we should go and look at. And yeah, I need to kill that. I think we're in good shape. So the last pull request that I want to look at today, and we'll leave that other issue out there so we can take a look at that. .NET new template for a Stream Deck plugin. This is the one I'm really interested in from Code Therapist. All right, let's take a look at this. First draft for a template to create a Stream Deck plugin. Yes. NuGet Pack. Stream Deck plugin template, new spec, version 1.0, output directory. See your local NuGet feed. That's okay. How to install this template, .NET new-i, Stream Deck plugin template. Nice. Nice. That was our goal. I hope I didn't do anything wrong there. We'll find out. We'll open this up and see how it runs. You have no idea how excited I am to see this, Code Therapist, because I think this is what, in combination with that PowerShell script that Carrie gave us, this is what separates us as .NET developers from some of the other folks that are building programming languages and frameworks. Is we take not just, let me give you a plugin, let me give you a library, but we automate the snot out of that. Clip that. Somebody clip that. Because we want to make sure that you can get started with zero friction, and this is zero friction for a developer. I love it. I'm going to come back to your question there in a second. Strig. I'm going to just Strig 0. Yeah. How to create your new Stream Deck plugin. .new Stream Deck plugin -n. So you give it your name -pn, the plugin name. Okay. -u. What's... Okay, that's the ID. Okay. Name of the project directory, the plugin name, the UUID. Phenomenal. That is awesome. Okay, let's take a look-see at this. So you put together a templates folder. Fantastic. And we started loading some of those things into it. Okay, okay. And we're going to need to update this a little bit with some of the enhancements we've put into our template plugin to start there. That's okay. That's okay. Since it looks like... Did you just put everything into... Is there a way to collapse up all the files and just see the list of files? Karamu, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. And I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. Talking about some of the cool things we're working on today. Because, and check this out, I've got that project command all wired up to tell you exactly what we're working on. So, let's bring this down and take a look at this. I'm excited. I'm excited to take a look at this add-in. Because this is kind of the goal, this pull request. This is kind of the goal we're trying to get to with the project, is be able to have that very simple tool that we can use here to build projects. That was just I don't care about that. Okay. So let's bring in that new plugin template. Did I restart the bot? Yeah, I did. Oh, we're gonna need to get... Let's do this. And... here. Oh, hang on. Stream tools run. Get that restarted so we can get some of those names popping up there. And refresh the scoreboard. force that. Refresh. There we go. So there's Stream Tools is the first one. The project should be appearing. All right. Come on. Make sure that pops up there. And then latest news. Where'd my other projects go? Okay. Let's bring this over here. Look at my environment variables. They're there. Why is it only finding the first one? Oh, there's Oil Tank Vision. And then we should see Stream Tech.
Hey, listen!
What did I do? Project Command doesn't have what I'm working on currently. Yes, it does. Well, no, I just restarted it. That's right. You're right. Music to flow, too. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. And the music it isn't answering about either. Oh, no. Yeah. Building... building a .NET SDK... building a .NET tool set for the Elgato Stream Deck. There we go. That's better. Now, why isn't it showing... Oh, you know what? It's repeating the news in between each project is what it's doing. Because I put that repeat. Oh, Robert Tables. Oh. Right, so there's Stream Tools, and then we're going to have the news. Yeah. It's appearing in between each one is what's going on. Oh, man. Oh, boy. What can I tell you? Yep. All right, so there's the Oil Tank Vision project, and then should be the Stream Deck project, but it's going to show... Yeah. The news in between. Okay. Moving on, let's get back into this. Because... Yeah, we should see... Right, so there's the news. Come on, finish with the news. Stream Deck first. There it is. Top for the week. No contributors? Really? Why is it finding no contributors? It just reloaded that. GitHub has to do a thing where it recalculates those. I'm wondering if it's not recalculating them as fast as I think it is. All right. I want to take a look. Yep. Reload that. That's fine. So where did the template go? It's in a templates folder here. All right. Let's take a look in the folders. Templates. Stream Deck plugin template C#. And there it is. Content. Fantastic. That's really cool. You did not add the template to the solution. Okay. Can you host an ASP.NET REST API with Docker on a Linux-based server like Do? Do? Yes, you can host that REST API with Docker on a Linux-based server. The bot and the tools, the stream tools that we're running right now, they are running inside of a Linux-based Docker. I could put them on a Linux-based server with no problem. DigitalOcean. Yes, you can. Absolutely. So the template here has... you know what, Code Therapist, to make this a little bit easier for us to navigate around, I'm going to add a folder and then add the template project to that folder so that it's not building, but it's visible. Well, wait, can I just add a folder? Right, because I don't want to add this as a project. Because that's going to get weird. You know? Rats. Rats. No. Now I'm thinking weird. Yeah. A project template for creating a Stream Deck plugin, group identity Stream Deck, precedence, identity, short name, nice. Language C#, so we can open this up later so that we can support other languages. You did it with VS Code. Let's do that with VS Code then. Open with code. I love being able to right-click on a folder and say, open this with code. And it just does it. Eventually. Cool. VS Code. Love it. VS Visual Studio Code. Always free, always available for you to use. And you know what? We should, I should share. Nah, I'm not going to get into it right now. Okay, package. Now, why didn't you include yourself in the authors here, Code Therapist? Templates for creating a Stream Deck plugin, project URL, license URL. Copyright, okay. Tags.net templates, yes. Package type, template, good. Okay. Program CS. So now, based on some of the submissions that we've had, we're going to need to update this a little bit. I'm not too concerned right now. I want to take a look and figure out, just see if this works with the way that it is right now. There was I've got a couple questions stacking up here right now. Let me back up. There was a question earlier from Strig about what's my opinion of Visual Basic.net. I think Visual Basic.net is a tremendous language. A lot of folks learned Basic to start. I think it's a great resource for folks who want to build and use the .NET ecosystem without having to move as quickly as C#. C# is iterating very, very quickly. New versions, new features are coming out all the time. But I think Visual Basic is much more stable. Stable. Stable is different from deceased. They are still adding features to it, but they're adding it slowly. This way, you don't have to chase the latest features, right? You can stay on a slower iteration of things. C++ doesn't iterate quickly either. But Visual Basic.net, tremendous. VB6 is a whole different animal that's deprecated and you should not touch. But today in 2019, do not touch VB6. That's something that needs to be deprecated. That application and needs to go away. VisualBasic.net though is in tremendous shape. It's in very good hands with a team that loves the language and wants to see it evolve. Before .NET came out, VB6, yeah. So we're talking back in early 2000s, late 1900s. Yes, that's tremendous. The other question, am I using .NET Core? Asked Draco. Yes, I am. So we're using .NET Core, which isn't supported by default inside of the Stream Deck. So we're building something, we're extending their environment in an open source way to welcome new folks, to encourage other folks to be able to build tools and features for the Stream Deck hardware. R4416, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. We are 183 followers away from the old Rainbow Beard goal. We are getting so close. Just need a rush of people joining in and signing up. All right, so let me save that. Let me close this, close that. let's take a look at your statements here for how to get this running. So put it into my local NuGet feed by NuGet Pack. That's NuGet Pack? Do I even have NuGet at the command line? Age Monkey. Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Do I have NuGet here? No. But I do have .NET Pack. Right, so I can say, .NET-H, and then I should be able to jump into, there it is, Pack. So I can do .NET Pack. At the current rate, we should hit 5K by Valentine's. You're welcome, Mrs. Fritz. Oh, Mike. Hang on, I need my sound effects. I need my soundboard. I've actually been contemplating getting a second Stream Deck just so that I can have a soundboard. You know what I mean? Let me see. So, hang on. Let me back up and Now let me read Mike's statement again there. At the current rate, we should hit 5K by Valentine's. You're welcome, Mrs. Fritz.
Shut up!
Okay. And then I'll wash it out and she'll be pretty happy.
And then...
Mrs. Fritz won't yell at me. See how that works? Okay, let me do this NuGet Pack. Ah, thanks. Yeah, there you go. Welcome, R44. Okay, so I'm going to run... I think we can do .NET Pack here, right? And I thought I had... Do I have a local feed? I try to keep a NuGet folder on my C drive. Oh no, I've only got 35 gig left. My NuGet. Here we go. So let's push this into C my NuGet. So if I do this correctly, there's no guarantee I'm going to do it correctly. Let's see if we can put these side by side so I can kind of follow along with the instructions there. So if I try .NET Pack, it doesn't support template packages. Oh, Moz, no! So I do need to have the NuGet command line, don't I? So I was thinking about doing a second Stream Deck just for my sound effects and another one for just controlling things here, because I've got so many sound effects now. Wouldn't there be a conflict between the software as to which one it connects to? So the Stream Deck actually passes that context information, contains the information about the device that it's, right, the device that the action is placed on, the action button. .NET Pack doesn't support template packages, so I do need NuGet. Well, how do I get the NuGet command line now? Right, because I don't have NuGet here. Create template package. That's a terrible search. Bad idea, Jeff. Now I've broken it. How to create a NuGet package. How to create and publish it. Create a custom template. Blah 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 blah. There's the JSON. Use NuGet distribution. Pack the template into a NuGet package. There's my new spec file. Using NuGet Pack command. The following command assumes that the software holds the NuGet assets, but I don't have NuGet. So I need to go get NuGet. I can't believe I don't have NuGet installed. Helpful way to examine a package is the Package Explorer tool. What's a good way to get the NuGet command line? Right? NuGet command line 492. Don't mind if I 492. Oh, you make me sad. I just want to download it. And it's an exe. I should be able to just grab it and put it somewhere. You know what I mean? Right, this should be like a global CLI thing. Installing NuGet client tools. Yeah, NuGet exe. Yeah, how do I get it? CLI does not affect project files and does not update. Yeah. Where do I get it? Select NuGet 3.3 and later. I'll take that one. Thank you. Hey, Dave R4444. Where's that R44? No. Wait. Something like that. Thanks so much for joining us. All right, let's go get this. And I want to put this somewhere like C Windows. I thought there was C Windows command. C program files. .NET SDK. Nah, that's not a good place. Just put it right there. Yeah, I know. I'm putting it somewhere. Thank you. So now I should be able to just NuGet. Bazinga. Okay. Moving on. All right. We're almost out of time today. Firefox 317, welcome. I always use Firefox here on stream, even though I'm told not to. Gee, go figure. And I'm going to put that in C, what did I call that? My NuGet. No, it wasn't just my NuGet, it was like my NuGet. Yeah, no, my NuGet. What do you mean? Oh, I'm not in the templates folder. Feels bad, man. Right, NuGet pack. I need to be in the new spec folder. There it is. So I'll run that same NuGet command again. The license URL element will be deprecated. Consider using the license element instead. All right, cool. There it is. So we should be able to say .NET new. Right, clear. If I say .NET new, I need to .NET new install it now, right? Yeah. Reich JMI Prost Tom. Welcome. So let's install that. That's an interesting question. What does Microsoft have to say about me not using Bing or Edge? I haven't had anybody significantly complain about it. But they do know that I'm not using it. Restore completed. .NET new. There it is! There it is! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That is awesome. That is awesome. Code Therapist. Yes! I think nothing because another Microsoft developer uses a Mac. Exactly. Exactly. All right, so let's do... So if I do .NET new... Stream Deck plugin. And if I don't give it any information, if I just tell it the output folder, because that's a standard, right? That's a standard thing, right? If I just say .NET new Stream Deck plugin, oh, excuse me. Remove item. Yeah, I want to get rid of everything recursively. And force it. do it. Not a good idea? What's not a good idea? Run into the same thing since my stream is approved by my work and somewhat sponsored. Stream is my own, thoughts are my own. Yeah, I have some. I definitely have latitude that I can move back and forth here. This is ridiculous. Get rid of this folder. Okay, so now let's make a directory. Let's call this test plugin. I'm not even going to name it the same thing. All right, I'm down in here. I'm going to say .NET New. If I say .NET New, what's the one I want? It is called Stream Deck Plugin. This is so cool. .NET New. If I say Stream Deck Plugin, is it going to prompt me for all the other things? It's just going to start running with a local folder. Unable to find package Stream Deck lib. That's okay, because I haven't packaged and deployed that yet. So there's a challenge we need to get across, is we need to start deploying our lib, which that's not too bad either. Oh man, we are real close on this. So if I do a directory here, and if I open Visual Studio Code here, as one does, look at it. It's beautiful. So I called my folder test plugin, but it was named my plugin. Well, I didn't give it a name. Okay. If I say .NET New, is there a help command there that'll give me some of those templates? Stream Deck plugin author. Hey, that's me. Skip restore plugin name. The name of the Stream Deck plugin optional defaults to my plugin. Cool. UUID com your company plugin action. Nice, nice. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Let's merge what we have here. There's definitely some things that we need to update based on the enhancements that we also got today around the new features. I like having the PowerShell script so that we can iterate quickly. But let's merge in the template here, and let's do some iteration on this going forward. I am thrilled to see this. This is really great stuff. So let's merge the pull request. This is completely awesome. Let's update it. Update the template with some of our latest features. Yeah. Love this. This is really, really cool. I am just thrilled to see that one. So we still need to figure out set settings, why that isn't. But the other side of this now is we also need to come over here and where we started in, oops, my bad. Where we started in the Stream Deck lib folder, we're getting to a place where this needs to be published out to NuGet. So that when we publish our template, the template has a common place to pull that so that we can use it and we have that facility available to us. Lothar, thank you so much for the follow. Do you hang out with the Hill people, Lothar? Let me know in the chat room. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. So, we're in a really great place here. What I'd like to do, chat room, I feel like we need to rename this project now, and I want to take the first project here where we were kind of muddling along, just kind of finding our way and stumbling that first time. I'd like to remove this as from the solution, from the project. Do you think we're okay to do that, to remove it at this point? It'll historically be there, but going forward, I don't think this is needed, and I'd like to rename the solution as well. So, I'm going to remove that. I should also Stream Deck, go to that folder, and I'm going to go back over. I want to go back over to feature. Yeah. It's not going to go over for me, is it? There it is. Cool. Let me pull those in. I'd like to tag this, and let's call this 0.2. What? That's better. So now we have the lib and the plugin. The last, right? We saved all that. DKPT VVV. Thanks so much for the follow. Wow, Redactive. Thank you for the follow as well. Thanks for joining us. And let's amend. So that gets in there. Force that. I'm going to update the tag. Push the tag. Good. Okay. So the tag is up there. I feel like the last thing that I want to do to kind of make this a little bit more real. Hey, Redactive, thanks for joining us. Is let's get Real Dwarf. Hey, Real Dwarf 2, thanks for following us. I appreciate the follow. 175 away from that rainbow beard goal. I feel like I want to rename the solution from Stream Deck first to Stream Deck Toolkit. So let's do a rename here. And I'm going to end up doing that same thing again, aren't I? Not gut. Not gut. Yeah. That's fine because I think this is our next set of features going forward. So we'll add that. Renamed solution to Stream Deck Toolkit. Fantastic. And I will... Buck Fringe, welcome. Before I go any further, I'm going to merge this into master. So I'll create a pull request. Yep. Do it. To kind of promote. First, not release, first publication of the Stream Deck lib.net standard library. How do you like the directory structuring with source and test? I like that a lot, and I think that's something we should do here for this next round. I'm going to merge that, confirm that merge. There we go. And now we should actually start to see some of those numbers pop through right on the statistics since they got all the way up. I do think that's a good idea to start putting source and test and make this a little bit more formalized. So let's do that. I'm going to work in the Explorer view here. So let's create a folder, source, take this, that, and the sample plugin. I feel like sample plugin should actually be, well, yeah, let's move that into source. Ah, shoot. I have it open in Visual Studio. Don't save those changes just yet. Put that into source. Oh, I have it open over here too. Try again. No. Really try again. With feeling, try again. You make me sad. Was it something I said? Stream Deck start. What? One more time. No. What's it? Get this completely released. So, yeah, what's using it? Get rid of those. Let me kill this just to make sure that it's not the Stream Deck somehow holding at the application. Notepad. No! No, it might be the app settings. You might be right. You might be right. Nope. It's not that one. No. Nice suggestion, is that Gayonara. Nice suggestion, but wasn't quite it this time. Is there something out there? Is there like a .NET something that's holding it? I'm going to delete this project. Leave templates up here because I think templates make sense. And I feel like test should be a folder down here because I'd like unit tests as part of it. Ooh, you have code commented out to see what process has a specific file locked. Do you? This one. Well, now I'm opening it inside of... Now? For each... Yeah, fine. I'm not interested in that right now. I get it. Go away. PowerShell running something from that folder. I don't think... And I shut off the Stream Deck software, so that's not holding on to anything. Why does it say there's 2 Visual Studio codes running? Okay, that's gone. No. There's 1 notepad. I'll even close that. Don't. So on the command line, it's just this one. My other one here is running the bot. So that's not it. Nope. Can we delete these? Okay. So it's somewhere down here. If I delete all those. Okay. Can I delete these? That worked. Whatever. So I should be able to delete bin now because there's nothing. Okay, so something has that folder open, so I don't care about that folder. I'm going to copy the rest of this. And head down here and create sample plugin. Paste everything in here. Got that back. Maybe something didn't terminate well. Yeah. Yeah. How do you force the delete? Right, if I do a force like that. Don't mind if I do. No. Oh, you absolutely rot. You know that? I'll use just plain old DOS. So now I can do -F, -Q, bin. Okay, that didn't work. Why isn't it doing? Hey, Cotton! You caught me right at the end here. We're getting ready to wrap up. Why? It's yeah. I'm not concerned about that folder just yet. Doing rmdir-f. Restart computer, says Firefox. Very funny. Stream Deck first. This. If I do that, rmdir bin. No, rmdir-f/f. Nope. XCIEO. I don't know how to pronounce that. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. If I go back over here, and if I do rd bin, the directory is not empty, right? So write the commands that you can pass. If I do /s/q bin, it's being used by another process. It won't let me cut it. Something's down in there still using it, and it will not release. I'm not going to get concerned about that right now. But what I am going to do... Yep. Go up one. Refactoring folder layout. And I will now push. So now we're refactoring, we're moving things around a little bit. Good amount of viewers today. Yeah, I think so. I think we've made some real progress here. And I love where we are with the project. I think we've gotten to a really nice place here. I am thrilled with all the contributions that we received to get us to where we are here. That's fine. I don't need that running. So let's wrap up here, right? Because I think I want to make sure that we get over. Yep, there's our friend NoOpCat. So let's wrap up. We brought in a couple of really cool pull requests. We now even have a .NET new template so that you can build a plugin right from the command line on Windows, Mac, or Linux. Although Windows and Mac is where the Stream Deck actually runs. We've got that great new PowerShell script that allows us to build and keep rebuilding the project and restarting the Stream Deck and getting our new plugin attached to it. This is tremendous usability for us as a developer, so you have that closed, real tight inner loop. Majora, thanks so much for joining us. I think we're getting really close here. There's a few more things we need to implement to be done, and at some point we need to get into what's called the property inspector. Inside the Stream Deck, it's this bit down here. So when I click on one of these sound effects, these things here we need to start setting up that two-way communication from the software into our plugin and back. I've already committed our source code. The video for today will be available a little bit later out there on YouTube. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. We're going to raid NoOpCat because that's what I like to do on Sunday mornings. So we're going to set up and raid over there. If you're interested in joining the raid, all you got to do, sit right back and wait. You'll be magically transported over there. But thanks so much, everybody. Tuesday, I'm going to be streaming in the evening this week. I hope you join me on Tuesday evening. That'll make it a little bit easier for some of you folks that are out on the West Coast or even in Asia or India. So I hope you join me then, or you catch the replay a little bit later. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. We'll see you on Tuesday night. Take care.